Hey guys, Welsknight here, and welcome back to another episode of Kingdoms. I hope you guys are having an awesome day. I'm having a fantastic day. Last episode, we did a blaze farm, a double blaze farm, and then I realized after I had completed the double blaze farm, or at least basically completed it, that the two spawners aren't close enough to trigger them both at once. So rather than making a double blaze farm, we made two single blaze farms that are like within a couple chunks of each other. So we also managed to lose our sword and our fortune pick. So it was kind of a rough episode, but it was still fun. I had a good time. I do think that we want to probably start out today by doing a bit of enchanting. I did spend some time at the Blaze Farm gathering up some levels. I'm up to 39 levels. That should be enough to at least get us started here. Let's also grab a little bit of cobblestone so I can get rid of any junk enchantments that we come across. So I'm looking for a fortune pick and a decent sword. Let's go le sword and le pick. There we go. So we can do Unbreaking 3 or Unbreaking 3. I think we'll throw Unbreaking 3 on the pick. Okay. And the sword, Smite. Smite's not what I'm looking for. Okay, well, let's keep going. Let's try. We're not going to be able to get, we're not going to have enough levels, I don't think, to get both, unless, yeah, knockback is definitely not what I want. Fortune 3, there we go. That's what we want on the pick. Okay, so we got ourselves an Unbreaking 3, Efficiency 4, Fortune 3 pick. We can combine this with my work pick and basically have a mending fortune pick again, which is more important to me than the work pick. And then as far as our sword, Bane of Arthropods, that's trash. We need a sword. I really want to have Sweeping Edge on the sword. That's like super, super important to me. But I think for now we'll just keep rocking. I mean, we might as well go with the Smite sword over the regular one. It doesn't, there's no real benefit to just sticking with the that's weapons. Yeah. Those go in there. And then we'll toss you guys in here. Oh, I did actually have just another regular diamond pick as well. Okay. Good to know. Anyway, so what I want to do in today's episode is I'd like to work a little bit more on the mines. We made the mines, and they work. They just don't look very good. Also, I need an anvil. Do I have enough? Yeah. I've got plenty of iron to make an anvil. Good. So let's go 1, 2, 3. And there we go. Lovely. Oh, that's quartz. That is not where that goes. But yeah, I want to work on the mines a little bit more today and do some of the decorating, because we started that a couple episodes ago before we went and did the Blaze Farm, but we didn't finish, and it doesn't look bad, but it also doesn't look great either, and I know we can do better than... No! Rip. So much for that. Oh, man. That stinks. I can't repair this. I can't combine these. I really wish they would just remove that limit. It's just, okay. Well, I guess we have a regular Fortune 3 pick that does not have mending on it, and that's fine. That'll last us for now. Let's toss these guys into here, and we'll let those do their thing. Okay, so let's grab a couple things. I know I definitely want some cobble. I definitely want some andesite, and I would like some stone brick as well. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. And let's start with the... Oh. What? Did I just... No, I have no idea what happened there. I must have clicked something. I don't know. I'm very confused, but whatever. So yeah, I think I want to start with stone brick. And the first thing that I want to do is all these little platforms on the way down, right? There's a couple of them. I want to fill these in with stone brick. So the pathway down, the part that you actually walk on, will be entirely made of stone brick, and we'll probably work in like a little bit of cracked stone brick as well. Maybe. The thing is, there's no cracked stone brick stairs, unfortunately, which I think is kind of an oversight. I wish there was mossy stone brick stairs and cracked stone brick stairs. I wish that, like why? When you're doing the stairs, you basically have the option, if you're going like a stone stair, you basically have stone brick and cobblestone. That's it. Which I think is too bad. Like, texture variation is something that I love and I do all the time, and that option is not really there when you're talking stone brick or just stone stairs in general, unfortunately. You can get a little bit more if you go slab, like a half slab stair, a half block incline, but not much. I mean, that basically only just adds regular stone slabs, and so yeah, that's something that I would like to improve. Also, the newest snapshot is out, but I'm not going to jump into it for a couple reasons. There's not really anything added to the game that I'm particularly interested in as a builder and a non-technical player. You know, there were no new blocks added or anything like that. There's not really a whole lot to show. It's basically just like bug fixes and under the hood type tweaks and things, right? So there's not really a whole lot there. It would mess up Optifine for me. And generally, I stay away from the first snapshots when they're starting to release the very first snapshots for a new version. I usually avoid those because those are usually the ones that are the most dangerous when it comes to potentially breaking and corrupting your worlds. So what I want to do here is I would really like to kind of transition this from like a very stone brick floor, right, from this pathway into more of the smooth stone. So we're gonna kind of like incorporate more stone brick over here and less smooth stone, and then we'll kind of let it transition a little bit, right? And maybe like right here. Let's actually maybe put one here. How's that feel? Yeah, that's a bit better. Yeah, that seems pretty good. But the idea is I want it to kind of gradually transition. I don't want to just go straight from stone brick to smooth stone, but I do want to have smooth stone over here because the thing is, this is going to be these are going to be our mines, right? And I really don't want to have to feel obligated to do stone brick floors all the way down for my mines for however far this ends up going. That just seems So we'll leave it right here, and I think this will work out. So now I think we want to start working on walls a little bit, and what we'll probably do is oh, that's the wrong pick, but that's fine. We're gonna kind of come in with, I'm thinking a little bit of the andesite, just to kind of add some textures to the walls, right? So we'll kind of go like here, maybe there, maybe one like here, 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 and here. Oop. And we'll just fill those in. Give us a little bit of nice texture variation there. Yeah, that looks pretty good, pretty good. And then I'm thinking Excuse me. I'm thinking maybe we'll get a little bit of stone brick in there too. I really don't need this shovel right now. If we do something like this, does that give it the feeling of structure? Not really. I don't really want it to have the feeling of structure either. Like, I do, but I want it more to have the feeling that this was, like, carved out. So maybe it would be better if we went with, like, let's put that back. Maybe it would be better if we went with something more along these lines, right? Yeah, I think that feels a bit better. So we'll use like an andesite cobblestone mix here. Maybe another andesite there and here. And that should make these hallways a lot more interesting to look at as you're coming down, right? And that's really the goal. I don't need this to be like incredible. I'm not looking for this to be the most amazing thing you've ever seen in Minecraft or anything like that. I just don't want it to be entirely boring. I want you to walk down these stairs and look at it and kind of go, okay, yeah, there was a little bit of effort put into this, right? Like this is something that actually we put a little bit of time into and put some thought into and all that kind of good stuff. We don't want it to just be something that just kind of exists, right? We want it to be something that's still worth kind of looking around as you're coming down here. And I think that's important. I think that's a good idea and something that we will be glad that we did, years from now when we're looking back at this world. We want to still have this kind of texture variation. I don't need it to be amazing. I just need it to not be super boring. And I think this accomplishes that. So I'm going to go ahead and work on the texture variation a bit more. I'll be back with you in just a little bit. It has come to my attention that I am forgetful. Apparently last episode we forgot to do a comment of the day. And I admit, I can tell you exactly what happened. I got into recording that episode. I got towards the end of the episode. I realized that I had messed the whole thing up and that the two spawners would not be able to be activated at the same time. And I pretty much just had enough. So I'm like, I'm done. I quit. I'm done with Kingdoms for today. And I forgot to do a comment of the day. So we're going to do a comment of the day. This is taken from episode 14, and this is the comment that I would have talked about had I remembered to include it in last episode. So this comment says, question of the day. You have so many different series going on during the week on your main channel and your second channel. My question is, how do you keep up with them? In other words, how do you keep track of all of them and not get overwhelmed? And that's from Moo Face. Yeah, let's talk about that. And I'll continue working on the mines while we do. No big deal. So essentially what I do is I have a calendar, right? I think I just use Office Outlook Microsoft Office Outlook calendar just because it's simple, but any calendar would work. Google Drive calendar or the calendar on your phone or just a personal planner like when you're in school you get like assignment notebooks, right? Something like that would work. But essentially I have this planner and I put down what episodes I am planning, right? And it's not like a detailed plan where it's like, in this episode, I'm going to make the Blaze Spawner. It's much more just like, Kingdoms episode 16 or something like that. It's basically just the release schedule of when I want to have a video from a series coming out. And I'll actually put a screenshot of this calendar that I use on the screen for you guys so you can kind of see it. And then basically when you're looking at this, right, there are different colors, and these different colors represent different things. So green is already uploaded, and there's two shades of green. There's one shade for my main channel and one shade for my second channel. Orange is a video that I have recorded but not actually edited yet. I haven't done the editing, and I haven't uploaded it. It's just the raw footage. And then yellow is a video that I have not only recorded but also edited, but that hasn't actually been uploaded yet to my channel. So, and then the ones that are just kind of like blank are videos that I've planned. So basically they're different. There's like different colors, and they represent different things, and it just kind of helps me keep track. So like in the morning when I wake up, I can, go into my office, I can look at my my calendar and be like, okay, I need to record a Kingdoms video and a Hermitcraft video today, or a Kingdoms video and a Sprout video, or whatever it may be. It doesn't really matter what the videos are. The process is basically the same no matter what for me. But that's kind of my whole process there. And then I will occasionally do like long-term plans where I'll say, okay, and I don't actually write them down anywhere. I just kind of make them in my head. Like, for example, I know that after Sprout is when I'm planning on playing the new mod pack that I'm currently creating, the Vanilla Plus one that I've been working on for a while, and that I am completely remaking in 1.12. If you want more information on that, I talked about it in a recent Sprout episode. It was the one where we went exploring. I think it was called The Librarian, I believe, was the name of that episode. But anyway, I'm getting a little sidetracked. So that's how I keep track of things. I basically just make a plan. I usually will create the plan, over the weekend. So I'll be like, all right, well, this week, this is my plan for videos for the week. And I always try to be about 2 days ahead of schedule, right? So like, in a perfect world, I would be recording my videos that would be coming out on Thursday on Tuesday. I find that that's really kind of the best time to be. It's good to be a little bit ahead, because then if something happens, like if I wake up one morning and I just feel really sick, or if something unexpected comes up in real life, like I need to, I don't know, go take my wife to a doctor's appointment, or whatever, anything, stuff, life happens. Sometimes things come up that you don't see coming. But being a couple days ahead of schedule gives me a little bit of flexibility. So that if one of those days comes where I can't record for whatever reason, or if I just wake up one morning and I'm feeling very lazy and I want to take a day off, which, by the way, has almost never happened, I have the ability to do that. It gives me some flexibility, but it works out really well because even though I'm recording 2 days in advance, the previous video is still coming out before I'm done recording. So like, I'm very much a night person. I stay up very, very, very late, and I go to bed very, 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 very late, and I sleep in very, very, very late. I usually wake up at about 1 or 2 in the afternoon, and I usually go to bed at about, 5 or 6 in the morning. So my videos actually come out while I'm asleep, and by the time that I wake up, they've already started, right? Like by the time I wake up and I'm ready to start recording stuff, those videos have already come out. So like on Tuesday, when I'm trying to record Thursday's Kingdoms episode, the Tuesday episode of Kingdoms has already come out, and I can look at your comments, and I can read the feedback, and I can pick out a comment of the day, and all that kind of good stuff. I can look at stuff and go, oh, hey, I'm an idiot, and I forgot to do a comment of the day. Things like that. So that's kind of the idea. And it's all, it's flexible. I can change it at any time if I want to, if I come across something that I want to tweak or I want to change, or if for some reason I'm just not able to get all the videos that I want to get recorded done, I can still, it's flexible enough that I can work around that. Because honestly, that happens sometimes. Sometimes you start a project and you're like, okay, I'm guessing this project will take probably, maybe 4 hours, right? 11 hours later, you're still working on that same project, and then you find out that the blaze spawners are too far apart. I'm just going to keep poking fun at myself for that mistake, because that was, I mean, there are times when I have facepalm worthy moments that are really not that facepalmy, things that I play up a little bit for dramatic effect, for entertainment. But that one was pretty bad. That was about as bad as it gets. I mean, that was not like, half an hour of work per blaze farm. No. That whole episode took me probably 12 hours. And if I had just measured the distance properly before I got started, it would have taken me like 4 or 5. I mean, what a dumb mistake that was last episode. Anyway, I digress. But yeah, that's how I kind of manage and keep my schedule, and I just kind of work on those things, and I try to stick to it as best I can. I don't generally put that schedule anywhere for other people to see. It's just kind of my own little personal thing, because then if I do end up changing something last minute, people don't feel like it doesn't mess with people's plans, right? Like if someone's planning for a Kingdoms episode on Thursday and they see the schedule and they're like, oh yeah, Kingdoms on Thursday, and then that episode doesn't come, that can lead to bad things. That can make people upset and make people sad, and I don't want to deal with that. So I just kind of keep it to myself, and it works. It's fine. So yeah, that's how I manage my schedule. Now, with that said, and good question, by the way, and if you are someone, and that's a skill that's applicable to, and I wouldn't even call it a skill, that's an organizational method, let's say. It's not really a skill. That's an organizational method that can very easily be applied to many different things. But one thing I will say, it's very important to keep and maintain a schedule, especially if you're a YouTuber, but in other things as well. Plan your life a little bit so that you can get things done. And I think one of the best things that it does is it's essentially like a checklist, right? It's like a to-do list of your day. So, when I wake up and I start recording videos, every time I record a video, I'm basically like checking something off that list. And you get this feeling of accomplishment, like, oh, wow, I actually did something today. I recorded 4 videos today. There have been days when I've recorded double-digit videos over the course of a day. So that's something I would recommend, especially if you're a YouTuber, but even just in general, have some sort of a schedule, a list of what you need to get done. And it doesn't have to be anything super complicated. It can just be something fairly simple, but I think it's a very useful thing to do, both for your mental sanity and also because it helps you stay on task and get things done. So with that said, let's jump into the question of the day for today's video. Not the one for last episode, but the one for this episode. And it's also late at night and we should probably sleep soon. Sleep. Please, bed, come. Sleep. Okay, there we go. Beautiful. Okay, so today's comment is from Cool Family, and they say, Welsknight, if you're thinking about putting a new series in, please put back the Painter game back in when you stopped playing it, and it was only a filler. My sis and I were very sad, and it would be nice if you can continue it. So I believe they are referring to Passepartout, the Starving Artiste, which was kind of this fun little indie game that I played a couple months ago, and it was really just meant to be like a filler series where you kind of to kind of fill a couple of days between the end of one series and the start of another series. Because I had a couple days where I had a little bit of open space, and the days that those other episodes were scheduled to come out, the old series ending and the new series starting and stuff, like I had no control over that. So I was like, I need a game that I'm just gonna play for a couple episodes, and it was fun. It was a fun little game. I don't think I am gonna go back to it just because it's fun, but it's also a game where I don't think it's really necessary for me to continue it. Like, it's one of those games where you... How do I explain this? My brain is like drawing a colossal blank right now. Let me explain it this way. When I do a lot of things with indie games, right? When I do indie games, usually my goal is to basically show you guys, hey, this is a game that exists, right? This is a game that exists and that's fun and that you might check it out. Now, some of those games are games that I absolutely love, and not just indie games, but like in general, right? And if it's a game that I really love and that I think is awesome, then I might do a full series on it, right? Like Total War is a good example. Not an indie game, but a game that I have a long history with and that I have loved for decades and will continue to love probably until they stop making them. Which hopefully will never happen. That's a game that I'm going to play a lot and that I'm going to continue to play on my channel continuously. But a game like Passepartout, it's not really the kind of game that I fall in love with. It's a game that I kind of look at and I go, this is cool, you know, and I play it a little bit and I enjoy it a little bit and then I call it good, right? That's how most of those go. And I think at this point, like, if I was going to do more Passepartout, I cannot with the French. I have a horrible, bad, fake French accent, and hopefully I didn't offend anyone with my horrible. I can't French, guys. I just can't. Anyway. Yeah, it's one of those things where I think if I was to start it up again, I would probably just start over because I'd have to like refamiliarize myself with it. Now, with that said, I am starting a new series on the channel, starting it today. The first episode of it is going to be out roughly 2 hours after this Kingdoms video comes out. And it's going to be a series that I'm calling 30 Minutes of Game. And basically what it is like think of it like a first impressions type series, right? It's going to be a series where every episode I'm going to look at a different game, and it's just going to be, you know, a game. As a YouTuber, I get sent a lot of games from developers. That's a very, very common thing. They send me Steam keys for their game, and they say, hey, we would love it if you take a look at our game and tell your audience about it. Like, I get bombarded with emails like that, as do most gaming YouTubers. That's just the nature of the beast. And honestly, a lot of the games that we get sent are pretty trash. Like, they're just not very good. A lot of them are games that I have zero interest in, because they're just not my type of game. Like, mobile games are one that I get a lot of. I get tons and tons of emails for mobile games, and I'm like, I don't have any interest in mobile gaming at all. So, you know, those get ignored for the most part. But every now and again, I'll get keys for games that look really cool. I'm like, hey, this could be fun, but it's maybe not the type of game that I want to do like a full series on, right? Or maybe it's a game that I just don't really have time to look at a whole lot because I'm so busy with other things. What 30 Minutes of Game is going to be is a series where I take a look at some of those games and I just kind of try them out for 30 minutes and, you know, give my first impressions and basically showcase some of these games. It's going to be primarily indie games. In fact, it's going to be almost exclusively indie games that you're not going to see all over the place on, you know, the internet and TV. And like, this is going to be stuff that for the most part, this might be where you find out about this game and you would never have found out about it otherwise because it's one of those small games that isn't, you know, doesn't have a huge marketing budget and they can't necessarily spread the word to everybody and all that kind of good stuff. So the game that I'm looking at today is called Bouncy Bob. Video features Wifey. I managed to convince Wifey to join the game or join the video towards the end of it because there's a multiplayer mode, and I was able, a local multiplayer mode for that matter, play it at home with a friend or family member. That's something that's actually pretty hard to find nowadays, so I was very excited when I learned that. But it's a very simple little game, kind of interesting, you know, good time killer. It's fairly cheap. It's like $5 on Steam or something like that, and that's the type of game that I'm kind of gonna want to showcase in that 30 Minutes of Game series. It's going to be basically games that I don't want to necessarily do a full-blown series on, but I think might be worth taking a look at. Just a way to kind of explore some other things. And then if we come across something that we as a community like and think, wow, this game is actually super cool, let me know, and maybe we will end up doing a full series on it if there's enough interest. If I do a 30 minutes of game video on something that I think, this looks okay, and there's a ton of support for that video, and people are like, this is super cool, you should do a full series. This is if it gets enough support, then I can look at it and go, people are actually interested in watching this. Sure, let's go for it. Maybe we and then maybe we find a series and a game that we wouldn't have otherwise played on the channel. So I think that could be very cool, and I think it'll be a good way to kind of introduce a little bit more variety to the channel, while still really kind of maintaining my focus on Minecraft, because it's basically going to be a series that's going to come out every couple of days. Every video is going to be something different. And it will just kind of give me the opportunity to try a bunch of different stuff and introduce a little bit more variety, which I think is really good. Because if I'm being honest, I never intended to be just a Minecraft channel. Like, that was never something that I wanted to happen. When I started YouTube, or even as I continued YouTube, I never really wanted to be just a Minecraft channel. Now, that's what happened. At this point, I think I would be foolish to deny that I'm a Minecraft channel. That's how it worked out, and that's fine. And I love Minecraft, don't get me wrong. But I want to have a bit more variety. I want to do other things as well, in addition to Minecraft, and not to the point where Minecraft is ever going to go away or anything like that, but just I want to introduce a little bit more variety. I want to do something a little bit different on top of just doing Minecraft all the time, because I think that's important, not only for my own sanity, but also for the future of the channel. I think it's important to, what's the saying? Don't put all your eggs in one basket. I think it's kind of important to do something like that, in case something ever happens with Minecraft, or, whatever it may be. I think it's important to diversify a little bit, and I think it's also important to kind of try out some new things and, just have some variety. Variety is good. Imagine just doing nothing but the same thing every day, all day for years and years and years and years and years. Like, it's important to maintain that. It's important to have a little variety just so I don't lose my mind. If I'm being honest, that's kind of why I made the second channel, is so that I would have the opportunity to play a lot of non-Minecraft games, and games that wouldn't necessarily fit on this channel here, and not have to worry at all about if people even want to watch them. I could care less about, the statistics of the second channel. The second channel is just my own place to have fun and do whatever I want. And I still read the comments, and I still, appreciate that people watch those videos and everything, but I don't put the same level of thought into those videos that I do the ones here. I don't look at, well, is this game popular now? Is this something that's trending? Is this something where I can expect to grow the channel? And I don't do that type of stuff at all on the second channel. On the second channel, I'm like, I like this game. I will play this game. The end. So that's a thing. But I think that is pretty much it. I think I'm going to call this episode here. Kind of turned into a talky episode, but we got a little bit done on the mines. I think we are finished with the mines, other than the specific rooms downstairs. The rooms downstairs are going to be something else, and we're not going to finish them today because I do not yet know what those rooms are going to be. I'm still deciding. We'll probably have one that's like a storage/smelting area. Yeah, I don't know. I'll figure something out, but we'll do more stuff down here once I figure out what I want those things to be. You got to keep in mind, I make most of this up as I go. A lot of people ask, what kingdoms are you going to build this season? I'm like, I don't know yet. I will decide later. I make it up as I go. But anyway, guys, that is going to do it for today's episode. If you enjoyed the video, you know what to do. Make sure you check out 30 Minutes of Game, the first episode coming out later today. featuring wifey. So there you go. Other than that, though, my friends, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.